What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is Rustbeard, and today I think we need to discuss some pirate stuff. I know there's been a lot of speculation, and I know there's been a lot of confusion and a lot of misunderstanding, and maybe even some doubt based around the 10.2.6 patch that is coming here pretty soon, as we just learned. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so the reason I'm even making this video is because there was an official post made by Holly Longdale recently talking about the new patch and also a couple of other things. But, of course, I'm into pirates, and of course, I want to know what this is all about. Now, before we get started, I just wanted to let you all know, there was no reveal, there's no nuggets of information really at all. But there were some very, very interesting wordings within this post, and this particular wording made me start to think, okay, maybe we do have somewhat of a direction that this is going, and I kind of just wanted to talk about it. Okay, so I've been seeing a lot of people saying that the Jolly Roger that is hanging on the roadmap is alluding to poison, or like a skull and crossbones that you'd see something on like a vial or whatever that's poisonous. No, come on now. That is straight up a Jolly Roger. And of course we have the battle pet that was put into the game recently of the parrot that has a little pirate hat on it. Dude, it's gotta involve pirates to some degree. I don't think it's talking about anything else. I mean, it almost has to be pirates. Now, will we be getting something following the Night Squall or anything like that? I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. But there was an interesting wording on Holly's post that I wanted to kind of talk about. In this specific part, for the 10.2.6 patch for Dragonflight, we created what we think is a unique event inspired by past musings from the community. I think sounds like we heard a lot of what you guys wanted in the past, but we didn't put it in there, or we didn't deliver the way you thought it was going to be, or maybe it just didn't meet your expectations. And we're going to be looking at that in a more creative light. Now, what does that mean? Well, one, obviously it could mean something involving the island expeditions that did not really lead up to people's expectations. Farming Azurite the whole time didn't really do it for a lot of people, and honestly, it was a pretty big letdown as far as what we could have gotten from that specific mechanic. Now, what does that mean? I mean, because we were going to those islands specifically to farm Azurite. However, we do have a lot of lore involving pirates and the Night Squall and stuff that has been put into the game. It has to have been put into the game for a reason. I don't know what that reason is yet, and nobody does know. I mean, hey, it could very easily be that we're getting a revamped version of the pirate expeditions to kind of build up some stuff for whatever this pirate thing is. Now, there's been a lot of buzz around this pirate thing, and I know a lot of people want there to be pirate things and a pirate expansion and all that kind of stuff. And of course, the South Seas and all that kind of stuff. This could easily be laying some of the groundwork for future expansions. And no, I don't mean for Midnight, and no, I don't mean for the Last Titan, but beyond that. This could be laying some of the groundwork for what we need to achieve that level of expedition to get to the other side of the planet, or to explore the South Seas, or whatever. And island expeditions could easily be for, one, recruiting. Of course, there are tons of pirate fleets, there are tons of pirate teams and groups and stuff like that we're going to need to obviously recruit or fight or whatever in order to build up that kind of momentum. Island expeditions, of course, is a thing that comes to mind for me, as well as something that's maybe a little bit less likely, but something I would very much like to see because of one of the rewards that we're going to be getting from the War Within that was talked about during BlizzCon. I think that it could be a possibility, maybe less likely, especially for a 10.2.6 kind of patch. This size of patch might be a little bit too small to incorporate something like this, but they have been discussing a lot about wanting to kind of shake things up and make us think that it's not just going to be the same stale gameplay over and over again. And that is customizable ships, customizable boats, all that kind of stuff. That would be phenomenal. Now, I don't think that is what we're going to be getting, unfortunately. I do think that it would be, one, something that would entice the community. It would entice players to come back to the game. It would entice people to keep playing the game. And I know customizable ships was something that we were getting hyped up about for BFA when BFA was announced, and there was a lot of speculation that we were going to be getting customizable ships, and unfortunately we did not get them. Past musings talking about what the community was talking about and what we were thinking and what we got as opposed to that, customizable ships is in that category. I mean, absolutely. I can assure you, I was around for the launch of BFA, and I was around before it got announced. I remember the hype being built. I remember a lot of YouTubers talking about customizable ships being a thing, and naval combat and stuff like that. Also, with that in mind, there's a game that's going to be coming out here in a couple of days. I want to say like a week or two, called Skull and Bones. It's a game that people have got a lot of hype around, and people are looking forward to quite a bit. At least I am. And guess what? It's about pirates and customizable ships and recruiting pirate fleets and all that kind of stuff. And we've all known World of Warcraft and many other games, of course, that have tried to jump on the bandwagon of these very hype things that have been coming to pop culture and all that kind of stuff. So wouldn't surprise me to see some kind of cross promotion kind of thing. I mean, not directly cross promotion, but like some kind of thing influenced by Skull and Bones or whatever. And of course, after they built up all the hype around the Night Squall and whatnot, I mean, hey, it makes sense to me. Also, because we are going to be getting a customizable airship in The War Within. These are the more, now what I'm going to get into is a little bit more of the more likely options. These are more likely, of course, and I think that this is probably going to be what it's going to be, but I will say that this first thing I'm going to talk about will not really inspire any motivation, and it's not going to inspire any excitement for this 10.2.6 patch, especially after it's built so much hype, so much positivity, and just crazy speculation across the fan base. There's a lot of people saying that it's going to be another invasion event, and it's going to be an invasion of pirates. Now, don't get me wrong. Out of all the invasion events that we've gotten, yes, a pirate one would be pretty freaking exciting. However, I don't care. I don't want another invasion event. We've done that, we've seen that, and that would just not be very exciting to me. I don't think that that is something that is replayable in the same sense as other things that we could be getting, like, updated island expeditions, for example. I just feel like that's just a very big cop-out, and it wouldn't be alluding to past musings, because I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that they were excited about any of the invasion events, except for maybe the Legion invasion, but that was kind of like a over time, over the course of WoW's history thing that was built up to be a really cool thing. Or the Scourge invasion, of course. Those are like lore tidbits that make it more exciting to get hyped about, Pirate invasion, yeah, it would be cool, but will it be as cool as recruiting a bunch of pirates for a giant pirate fleet to go sailing across the South Seas or to the other side of the planet? No, it wouldn't. And I think that that would be a very big missed opportunity. World quests, world bosses, invasions, like, come on, we can do better than that, I think, especially if what they said during BlizzCon is true and that they're going to be throwing us some very big surprises that are around the corner. And I think, yeah, a lot of that was the reclamation of Gilneas, but as we all know, that didn't really do as well as it could have either. It was pretty underwhelming. So hopefully this is actually what they're talking about, with something actually new and exciting, or taking something that they didn't do very well before and making it a lot better, more fun, more enjoyable, more replayable, more evergreen like they were talking about. I think that that will be a lot more exciting to see for 10.2.6. Another thing, of course, we got to talk about, it could be a mega dungeon. I know that the raids are done, at least the tier raids and stuff like that, but I think that we could either see a mini raid or a mega dungeon come into the fold somehow. Where it would fit in lore-wise, honestly, I don't know. If you guys have any ideas on how that could work, let me know in the comments. I think that it's very possible as far as a lot of the other things go, of course, but I don't know if that's going to be more likely than, of course, the invasion and all that kind of stuff. Another thing the post talked about was the fact that we are not going to be getting a public test ROM of this. This is not going to be playable before it launches. It's not going to be tested. You are going to be getting this at the same time as everybody else. And that's exciting to me. I think that's great, and I think that this is just how it should be, to be honest with you. I could probably make a whole video on why I don't think the PTR is good for the game. I think that this not being on the PTR in particular is a very good thing. I'm pretty excited to see and discover and experience all of this stuff fresh with everybody. I will be there on launch day without a doubt, no questions asked. And when is this going to launch? This is going to be launching in March. They did not say exactly when in March, but it is going to be coming in March. So just a few more weeks and we'll be getting 10.2.6. I'm pretty excited. I cannot wait to see what this patch actually is, what it involves, what it doesn't involve, and how bad my speculations were. But I'm really hoping to see customizable ships. I think that would be sick. I would love to be sailing around on a customizable ship that I made myself, that I can unlock appearances for, or build, you know, different structures for and so forth, replace the cannons and all that kind of stuff, naval battle. And I know that's like a expansion box kind of thing. Like, that's a thing that you want to see in a big expansion release and whatnot. But dude, it would be sick, and you can't deny it. One more thing that I do think could be possible, and this could also be setting up for future expansions, is a Booty Bay revamp. I could definitely see this being a Booty Bay revamp to go kind of alongside the PvP aspect of the Season of Discovery, the Stranglethorn Vale event. I think that a revamp of Booty Bay would be phenomenal. I would love to see Booty Bay in like a more high-res, you know, thing. And I think that because Booty Bay is a big naval port, it's a big, you know, trading area and all that kind of stuff. It's also big with pirates. It could be seeing a revamp, and that would be definitely more exciting than a invasion or pirate invasion or world quests or whatever within pirate themed areas. I think that would be dumb and really lame. If you're gonna revamp Booty Bay and have the world events there instead, that'd be sick. I'd get behind that. And one more thing that I think that it could very well be is a hardcore mode for retail WoW. Now, in my humble opinion, that is a big waste of time. At least in the sense that this patch could be something so big and so extraordinary that a hardcore mode for retail, come on, dude. I mean, the game is not challenging enough, in retail anyway, to warrant a hardcore mode, I don't think. And I think that people make up their own like community challenges with that kind of stuff enough for it to be sufficient. I don't see where a hardcore mode for retail could fit into something as big as the hype has been alluding to this whole time. I would be very disappointed if this Jolly Roger hanging between seasons on the roadmap is just a hardcore mode for retail. Save that for Classic. It makes more sense in Classic. Classic is a harder game. I can level from 1 to 70 in retail WoW without thinking about it, without even thinking about my health or dying or anything like that. So they would, one, have to add a bunch more difficulty. They would have to layer some more difficulty on top of the existing game. And I'm honestly not entirely sure how they would do that. So maybe that would give rise to more world PvP or something, I don't know, but dude, I would be so disappointed if it's just a hardcore mode. I think that it could be likely, and that's unfortunate, but hey, I don't make the game, so I guess we will see here in March. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. What do you think this pirate flag is? Do you think we're going to be getting a hardcore mode? Do you think we're going to be getting a mega dungeon or revamped island expeditions or whatever? What do you think that the more likely thing is that we're going to be getting? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear it. And of course, give me a like if you like this video, and hit the subscribe button, please. It helps out the channel so much, and I appreciate it a lot, very much so. With that out of the way, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.